holding on to hope that his little girl, who's been missing for 5 years, will come back home. Khadijat's father is still searching for answers today. He's absolutely shattered. He's bearing his souls, hoping that it might prompt someone to come forward and to help bring his daughter back. Hoping, even perhaps, that Khadijat herself might be watching and might hear them. And also that our abductors might be watching and he has a chilling plea to them. He firmly believes that someone, somewhere, has her right now. And 5 years on, he holds on to hope. This is one out of many cases of missing children in Nigeria, and this is a parent plea for your help to solve it. I know, I know you'd really rather not be talking about this, but what's it been like now? What's been like trying to carry on with your life without your little girl, sir?
So it has never been easy right from the beginning. It's now over 5 years. But the incidents that happened, yesterday, it has been very, very traumatic. I think just this morning, they are also interested in the story. And today also, I told them, yesterday evening, I got information in Kuje here, Abuja, at an area called Kayeda. 2 boys also were adopted on Saturday. 2 children were adopted of the same father. So what I'm trying to say that this syndicate are still operating. And like in Abuja here, they stay around the satellite towns. So it's high time the people are sensitized. I have fallen victims, but I have fallen a victim, but I don't want others to fall victim again. And hopefully, if we are sensitive, we can get these people and then apprehend them, and all these things can stop.
That's true.
So it's not been easy at all, sir.
I can imagine. If you don't mind, sir, can we revisit the sequence of events that day that Khadijat went missing, for the sake of our
Yeah,
viewers?
it happened November 19th, 2016. It was a Saturday. I work in the airport, so I left very early. And I remembered when I was leaving, she came up and hugged me, "Daddy, bye-bye." I can still remember that. And when I remember, tears come down from my eyes. So she hugged me and I left for work. Around after 12, I got a distress call from my neighbor, Mr. Ayuba, that they're in the police station now. Something happened. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Your daughter, Khadija." "What happened to her?" And he told me a woman has adopted her. I tried calling my wife at that time. She too was very distressed, so they could not even give her the call. So it was later when I got in touch with her, and I asked her, and she said she wasn't feeling fine, so she wanted to go to hospital. In our compound at that time, there was nobody she can leave the child with, and Khadija then was just 2 years 7 months. And then it's a general hospital. The place is always crowded. So she decided to keep her in my former landlady's house to stay there for about 2 years. Then we changed the house to another better place, but it's not far from us. And since we have a very good relationship with her, so we decided to drop her, and she has some kids also, which they used to play together. So she dropped her. I went to the hospital. About an hour and a half later, when she came back, she met a rowdy session. She met what happened. She asked what happened. That my daughter Khadija and the son of the landlady Usman, who happened to be about 6-7 years then, were playing together. Then the little boy told his mother he wants to eat awara. There's a local this is they prepare. They call it awara in the north here.
Okay.
So she gave him 15 naira, and my daughter said she will follow him. And I know definitely where she too, she love awara. So she followed him. The place is around back of their house to buy the awara. They passed. It was when they were coming back. There's a woman seated with a baby on her back. I think when they were passing, people were passing, so she could not stop them. But when they were coming back, the place was like empty. So she called them, asked of their names. They told, okay, good children, let me go and buy biscuit and bobo for you. So she bought biscuits somewhere there just to gain their trust. And she took them to a lonely part, carried Khadija on her hand, and then told Usman, go back home, I'll bring her later. Usman said, no, leave my sister alone. He was following her, and then she pushed him to the ground. So the nature of the way she pushed him, so he was crying. He ran home to go and report. But on coming back, she has already followed another path. Yes, the people follow the path. Most of the people say yes, they saw her with a baby on her back, another on her hand, but they didn't know they are not her children. They could not find her. And so that very girl on her back also is much more younger than Khadija. Khadija was just 2 years, 7 months. And also that baby was stolen somewhere else. Because where she bought the bobo, she bought also pure water and was giving the baby. The person that was selling the pure water opened it and was feeding. The way the baby was drinking the water, the woman that filled the water said, oh, madam, this baby, give her a breast now. She said, it's even this old baby. So I think when I got the story, I put it on Facebook and then put my number. I think about 24 hours later, I got a text from a number I don't know. He said, hello, Mr. Umar Suleiman. If you want to see your daughter, go and meet Chief Fadibe in Ekpe, Lagos. Ask him to produce his son. That son, your daughter is with the son. Actually, I showed it to the police. The police said, okay, you have to wait 48 hours first before they could do anything. I think after 24 hours, they said I should call the number. I called the number. The number wasn't going. The number that sent the message. I called Chief Fadibe. I told him, this is the message I received. If he's in the position of my daughter. Chief Fadibe said he doesn't know anything about the daughter. I shouldn't call him again or else he will link me to the police and arrest me. I said, no problem, sir. If you don't arrest me, sir, I will arrest you because I need my daughter. I think we are at the Kuje police station for some days. Nothing happened. Then the case was transferred to Force Headquarters, FCT headquarters. Then FCT also transferred it to SARS then. And the demand from SARS say I should get a Sienna vehicle for them. They will be traveling about 4 or 6 of them. Then there will be accommodation for the 4 or 6 of them, feeding for 4 days, and then fueling the car for 4 days. Then I should give them money for phone tracking. We're discussing about 200, 300,000, 250, 300,000. So I tell them, okay, let me go and think. I was supposed to report the following day. I even gave money, I think, for tracking. I don't know whether I gave 15 or 20,000. Later they said it wasn't enough. I added another 5,000. Then I got a friend of mine, Kafayat, who says she knows somebody in Force Headquarters. She linked me with the person. The person said he does office work, but he linked me to another Mr. Bello Amadou. Mr. Bello Amadou has been a very, very good police officer. I mean, he started the tracking, he started pursuing the case and other things without even collecting a dime from me. It was when he was able to establish the number, the phone that sent the text, because the number wasn't going. Then he said, we need to go and get the person that found the text. We need to go and get Chief Fadipe and his son. So the Chief Fadipe's number was somewhere in Ikorodu. So I think I have to pay the flight money for those police officers to go, transportation to arrest Chief Fadipe. I think he flew. I have to pay the flight ticket from also Lagos to Abuja. But when Chief Fadipe come, I didn't know him, because at that time I was at the airport. They said they were looking for car hire. I said, okay, my motor is available. I saw Chief Fadipe. I saw the other guy, the person that sent the text, but the son wasn't there. And coincidentally, they said the son was in Abuja. So, sir, at the end of the day, they said I should report the following day. I reported Fadipe, the son, and the other people. They said, okay, so you will receive a text that you are in the position of his daughter. Sir, to cut the long story short, these people don't have my daughter. The person that sent the text is the same member of the family who are at loggerhead So one person decided to implicate the other. So they wasted our time completely. At the end of the day, I spent money, I could not get my daughter. So I received there's another one that called in somewhere in Kwara State. He even got a girl and put her on the phone. That is my daughter. I asked some question. It wasn't my daughter. This guy was insisting. He sent account number that my daughter was sick, having cough and catarrh. He sent account number. We put money in the account number so that we can get him. So actually, it wasn't her account number. The name on his SIM card was different from the name of account number. So we got him. We got the owner of the account number. The owner of the account number said, "I only helped him." He said somebody wants to transfer money. So he was brought to Abuja, but he himself said actually he wanted to play me. So at the end of the day, since he doesn't have my daughter, I used the money I sent to him to register for JAM. He's just a 22-year-old boy.
Can you imagine?
So he used the money, and then he said that JAM he was not able to write. At that period, it was the period they brought him. So he missed even the JAM. So since he doesn't have my daughter, police said he has to produce the very girl. So I still have even those records, audio records. But there's one particular one, sir. And then he sent account number. We reached. The police knew he doesn't have my daughter, but the police were interested because when they checked the account number, he had about 800,000. They said the number is involved in one crime or the other. It's in Port Harcourt, but they are afraid to go to Port Harcourt because maybe he may have gone militant or other things.
Yeah.
They were interested in the money in the account. Not to get my daughter. So it has not put that I believe some of them use those students for illegal orphanage. They take them, most of them are taken either to the southeast. So they use it for illegal orphanage. Some of them use those children for rituals. Some of them also they fly those children abroad. I don't know for what, but we have to take this record of children in orphanages. If we can take those records, most of those children, their children are still alive, their parents are still alive, but they are being regarded as orphans. I mean, I have been to orphanages. I've been to Kafancham when they rescued about 28 children that were being trafficked from Kafancham in 2 buses. And the thing broke down somewhere in ahead of Baghdad, and then they were able to bring them to Baghdad police station. From Baghdad police station, they transferred them to Kafancham. I went to Kafancham. I saw the children. My daughter wasn't there.
Wow.
So it has not been easy.
I could imagine.
5 years now, sir.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. I really feel for you a lot. I think a lot of parents have experienced that moment where you lose sight of your child, even for a minute. All of a sudden, you start feeling sick. You are overwhelmed with stress. And at what point did you hit that level when you heard that your daughter was missing? And
so when she got missing, I couldn't go to work for 2 weeks. It wasn't easy, and they told me I should just stay at home till when I get myself. I mean, I didn't sleep for 48 hours. I don't know how to get. I have to ask somebody who's having to be a medical doctor. This is my predicament. If I can get any supplement, I can sleep. So it has not been very easy. It has been very difficult. Sir, it's not easy.
you talk.
And I didn't tell you something, sir.
Yeah, please.
The very day that thing happened. Actually, my daughter, my wife was heavily pregnant. She's already have passed her due period. So the incident make her enter into shock. And the shock lead to labor, but the labor she could not deliver the child. So doctor look at it that the heartbeat was dropping, so they have to perform CS.
Wow.
So if you have gone to my Facebook account, last year November 19th, I put while I was lamenting the 4 years, I said the sadness on the 19th of November 2016 has overwhelmed me I have not celebrated the birth of my son for the past 4 years.
Wow.
So even when I did this posting this very year, BBC called me. I told him, okay, I'll get back to them. Because many people advised me I should just try and maybe celebrate my son. So Abdul Salam, yeah. So I celebrated his first birthday, 5 years, on Saturday. It happens to be on the 20th. For the first time, it wasn't been easy, but I have to do it.
You also spoke about the efforts of the police with regards to searching for your child.
Yes.
What is the current assessment of things as it is at this point in time with regards to the investigation? Have there been any concrete tips since then?
So it's a cool case. It's a cool case. There is no synergy between the Nigerian police in Abuja, I believe, and the Nigerian police in Lokoja. Because if you get all those people, if you are arresting all those syndicates and you bring them together, you will know where they're keeping these children. I mean, if you have been following this social media, for example, 2 days ago, 2 kids, babies, inside the Baku bag. I mean, look at how we have degenerated. So I believe if somebody is sending them, so you get those people. There are many of them. They have been catching them, but they are not doing anything. Some of them can pay and then they get released. Because during the incidents of my own, there's one particular woman that was caught in Masaka. I went there, but they denied that nothing happened.
Now, you were talking about the situation your wife was in that particular point in time and efforts that has been made by the police so far. In the days after your girl went missing, I know police officers have been trying as much as possible. They did the best they could do at the point in time. A lot of us will, and a lot of viewers would like to know what's the situation with your wife at the moment, at this time. How is she handling? How is she coping?
It's not been easy with her, but like normal. Usually, girls' children are very close to their dad. So I think I was much more closer to Khadija than her because we're always together. Whenever I'm at home, maybe I'm on afternoon duty, I'm seeing in the morning, we're always together at home. But my wife, it's not been easy with her. I remember after the CS, the doctor said she needs counseling so that her blood pressure will not rise and other things. So it's not been easy. We have to go for counseling. The doctor used to come and visit us. He became a family friend to us. So it's not been easy for her also. But I think she's managing now.
Now, I'm going to ask you this question. It's quite an uncomfortable question to ask, unfortunately.
Yes,
in cases like this, or when cases like this come up, people think themselves as amateur detectives, and there's always going to be speculation that whether the mom or the dad might be involved and have a case to answer. So I have to ask the question, Mr. Omar, is there anything that you are not telling us, anything you haven't told police at this point? So you or no one that you know has anything to do with your daughter's disappearance?
So I think when the incident happened, the first thing they asked me was, how is the relationship between me and my wife? Are we still living together? They wanted to establish if there's any conflict between us that will warrant maybe I taking the girl somewhere and hide her, or my wife doing the same. So we have been living together since then. It has happened. I don't know who took my daughter, and I don't have the hand. If I know, I will do everything, whatever they want me to do. I mean, somebody in Nigeria, a woman that lives in UK, saw my post. She said, if it is kidnapping and the kidnappers call for ransom, I should call her. She gave me her number. They were ready to pay. She was ready to pay, if they could make the money. But nobody has called because it wasn't abduction for ransom. Those people are child traffickers. So I don't have hand. My wife doesn't have hand in it. Not at all.
Thank you so much. After your heart wrenching and emotional letter to your daughter, which went viral online and on those social media, the whole state, the whole country is desperate for good news for you, for resolution to the people who are watching this video. What would you like to say to them? And if you want to speak to them directly, what would you like to say to Nigerians?
I would like to tell Nigerians to please help me. You've seen her picture. Those pictures you have are pictures I have when she was about 2 years, 5 months, 2 years, 7 months, around that period. So please be watchful. If you see any child that resembles her, please help tell the police so that I can get my daughter. It's not been easy, but please, I'm begging you. It's been 5 years of agony, 5 years of trauma, 5 years of pain, but I'm still holding to faith that maybe one day I will see my daughter. It will be the most beautiful thing, most wonderful thing that would ever happen to me. So I'm appealing to Nigerians to please help me. Not only my daughter, there are other children also. Many other children, many of them, sir. If I give you the number, sir, you won't believe.
I can.
If you come to Abuja, for example, any radio station and say, okay, if you know your child have disappeared between 2006 to date, come with the picture at so place. So don't be surprised, maybe you meet 1,000 parents. This thing has become so much.
Wow.
Kuje, Masaka, Gwagwalada, all around, even Kaduna State. You can understand they were getting some people that were stolen from Kano. You see how their numbers is. So, sir, it's a very serious situation.
There is also every chance that her abductor or abductors might watch this program. So again, if you want to speak to them directly, what would you like to say to that person or persons that may have been involved in the kidnapping or abduction of your child?
What I would say to them, please, I'm begging on my knees, release my daughter. I've forgiven you, but I just want my daughter. I want God to touch your heart. You are forgiven, please. Let me see my daughter. Let me hold her once again, please. And I will pray for you. I will have no ill feeling against you, but please let me see my daughter. So that's what I will be pleading for them, please.
Those are the desperate pleas from a shattered father who want any help that you might be able to offer them in order to help them reunite with their little girl. We are sure that the police are doing everything they can, but clearly they need your help too. So no amount of information is too small or insignificant to pass on. You can help by visiting a police station near you. What is certain is that someone somewhere knows what has happened to our little Khadijat. Mr. Umar, thank you so much for appearing on the program.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful, and may God bless you, sir.